Let's talk about FISA.
Oh boy. I might have to go to the bar.
What is FISA?
Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. The original purpose was there's a lot of bad actors overseas, namely terrorists. We need a better way to find out who they are. And electronic surveillance, ELSUR as we call it, is a great way of doing it through people's phones, through people's computers, through people's laptops, through people's internet cafe signals, whatever, right? So we created a law that allows us to go to a special court to say if you, the target of the FISA, is one of two things, an agent of a foreign power or acting at the behest of an agent of a foreign power, you can be targeted under FISA. And the probable cause standard is the exact same as it was if we were trying to get a warrant on a bank robber. Once you get a FISA, you basically just hoover in all this intel, all this data. The problem is the people given the FISA authorities in the deep state at the leadership levels, they're the ones that abused it. We're not supposed to use it here in the United States of America. Chris Wray was caught last year illegally using 702 collection methods against Americans 274,000 times. It's not my number, it's in the report that they wrote. The FISA court wrote it.
Did they use that to surveil you?
I don't know that they used a FISA against me, but they used all the other grand jury and federal investigatory subpoenas.
And so how does that work? Do they just tap your phone or they talk to Google and
Yeah, the
Facebook
mechanics of it,
and-
right, that's a great question. So the mechanics of it, the government doesn't own the private sector. They don't own Apple, they don't own Google, they don't own Verizon, they don't own Sprint, right? So they gotta get cooperation from these agencies and from these, private companies. Look, it's just like if you were, we call it a T3, a Title III warrant. It's a wiretap. If you were in the mafia and you were a federal prosecutor hunting down the mob, you would go to a federal judge and say, I need to tap this guy's phone line. But that guy's phone line is owned by Verizon or Bell Pacific or whatever, right? So once you get the warrant, then you go to the company and the company complies with a federal court order to give you the information.
Okay.
And then what the government does most of the time is they go to the company and say, you're not allowed to tell the target of the investigation that you're giving us his information.
I got you something.
Oh,
You heard of that?
yeah, man, that's awesome.
The unplugged phone?
Yeah.
So there's no advertising ID from Facebook, Google,
I love it.
any of those other places.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
This
so
is great.
Hopefully that'll help you with the
Oh, I'm gonna start using it right away.
getting good.
As long as I don't leave it right there.
Send me your new number. Yeah, Eric Prince developed the phone
Yeah.
and for situations like that. And so
But that's the sad part, right?
Yeah.
I love Eric's a friend, one of the most creative minds I know. That he has to do that as an American.
Yeah.
That I have to write a book called Government Gangsters, that Steve Bannon has to make into a movie just to explain to America that the mob in government is worse than the mob that Whitey Bulger ran. That we have to explain there's a deep state. That we have to do that instead of having you, me, and all our friends go do the jobs they signed up for in 2024 America. That's the problem.
Did FISA come through the Patriot Act?
It came before the Patriot Act. It's been around since like the 70s. And the Patriot Act gave FISA bolted on a bunch more tools.
Okay.
Because technology advanced, cell phones advanced, computers advanced, Wi-Fi advanced, so they had to add that stuff in.
Would you like to see that go away?
Nah, see, I'm in the minority here. No.
I mean, it's got to be tough, right? I mean, the border's been wide open for who knows how long. Who knows how many terrorists have run through, cartel members have
Well,
run
if we
through.
believe the FBI director, only 24. Mayorkas and Ray testified 24 known foreign terrorists have come into America and we lost them. And I was like, wait a second, there's multiple problems with this statement. Just 24? And you lost them? Like, where the fuck are they? Why weren't you using the FISA process on these guys? Everybody's wired up these days. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, all these guys, they monopolized the cell phone empire and figured out how to use it. So why don't you set your intelligence apparatus to prioritize this instead of DEI and white rage? This is why this shit's happening. The terrorists are gonna wait. They're not gonna do it tomorrow or next week. They'll wait like 5 years, whenever they want, the opportune time. But it's happening now. And as bad as that is, I still think we need FISA to manhunt those people down. We just need people using it lawfully. And it needs major, major reform. Tons.
And I hate to say it, but I don't disagree with you. I mean, especially with all the terrorism that's come through the border.